right, so today you have your background, you have your cityscape. We're going to need some more construction paper, some scissors, a ruler, some glue, maybe some crayons. We might not get to the crayons until tomorrow. We'll see. And that, I think, is it. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to move this out of the way. Start with our sky, and I want you to take your city and line it up on your sky background, and you can sort of decide where you want it. But as I'm looking at this, I have decided I wanted to put a little window in my tower. So I snipped out a little tiny window. That's fun. Okay. Flip it over. Now the side that has the pencil marks on it, that's the side where you're going to put the glue. And you don't need a whole lot of glue. If you use too much, your paper is going to get too wet and it gets wrinkly. So you really just want to dot it. You just want to make sure you get up towards the edges so that those things don't flip up or get bent. But other than that, I'm just going around the edge a little bit. That's it. I'm going to put it on there, and then I'm going to smooth out. I usually start in the middle and smooth up. You can see some of the glue poking out at the top up there, but that's okay. It's going to dry clear, no problem. All right, now we're only going to see the middle part of this cityscape and sky. We're not going to see the whole thing. You're going to grab your construction paper, and you need to take out a piece of white, maybe yellow if you wanted. Okay, we're going to use this white paper to create a few of the window panes that are going to go up in front of our window. So the first thing you want to do is take your ruler. It is really important that these are straight. And first off, I'm going to go ahead and just mark the 1/2 inch spots. You could do 1/4 inch. In hindsight, I kind of wish I did a 1/4 inch, but I made these 1/2 inch. And I wasn't sure how many I would need, so I'm just cutting a few extras. But first, you're going to slide that ruler and you're going to make your straight lines as straight as you can. And I think you'll definitely need at least 4 pieces. Once that's done, you have drawn your lines. You're just going to take your scissors and very, very carefully cut on those lines. Remember, we want these as straight as we can get them. So go slow, take your time, be careful. And I need one more piece of white paper. I'm going to use the white paint paper. So a thicker white piece of paper. I wouldn't use construction paper. Whatever you use to paint, that's what you want to use to do the actual window. Now we're going to cut out our window so we can see through it and see this beautiful sunset and the city out there. So we're going to have to do some measuring because you're going to need to figure out how big your window should be. I'm going to say this is going to be about 6 inches across. I could maybe go to 6.5 if I wanted a really wide window. So somewhere between the 6 and the 6.5. And then from top to bottom, it looks like, well, I'm practically doing a square because I'm also seeing like right around 6, 6.5 would also probably be a good height. So now we need to figure out our measurements and draw a rectangle or a square on this white piece of paper. We want the bottom of the paper to show where the wall and the floor meet. We want to use that bottom. So we want to put our window up closer to the top. So I'm measuring out, I'm going to do about 6 inches across and about 6.5 down. And I don't want to go all the way to the top, but I want it to be pretty close to the top because I want more floor to work with. All right, there's that. And again, I'm just checking to make sure. I like to triple check my measurements. Yep, that seems about right. I'm going to put a big X here. That big X means cut me out. Yep, that's the section I'm going to cut out. Now, when you're trying to cut something out like this square, and I want the edges to stay nice, the trick is to go ahead and basically poke a hole in the middle. Don't hurt yourself. This could be dangerous. Be careful. There we go. That's my little starter. I put a little slit in there. And from there, I can start to cut. I like to cut straight to the corner. And then I'll do another one. And start to make some room so that I can move my scissors around and get them at the angle that I need them at. Very carefully cutting that square out, working on our scissor skills. Yep, there we go. All right, very good. That looks really nice. Now, down here, I'm going to make a line. It's basically the line that is going to show where the wall ends and where the floor begins. I suggest you use pencil. I'm using my pen so you can see it. And now you get to make some artistic choices. You can decide what your floor is going to look like. Think about what time the story is taking place. You may, want to have a wood floor. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make little planks across the floor here. You could use your crayons and you could design a wallpaper for the wall. You could put in a windowsill. Right now, for today's job, all I want you to do is worry about this floor and the wall. Don't start drawing any objects. Don't worry about curtains yet or anything like that. Just whatever kind of floor. Do you want a carpet on the floor? What do you want to be on this floor? And then your wall, you could start to think about that, or you can save it for tomorrow. All right, that's going to look good for tomorrow. Bring this back and all your other sheets and these little pieces we cut out, and we will put them all together in part 3. Bye.